Module 2, the urinary, integumentary, and endocrine systems. Part 1, the urinary system. 1. Overview. The urinary system is the body's primary fluid and waste management system. It regulates water volume and concentration, electrolyte balance, removal of nitrogenous waste, acid-base homeostasis, blood pressure via fluid regulation and hormonal control. It is closely linked with the cardiovascular and endocrine systems, and its role in maintaining internal equilibrium is critical to survival. 2. Organs of the urinary system. Let's go through them in sequence. 2.1 Kidneys. Structure: bean-shaped organs, each about 10 to 12 centimeters long, located retroperitoneally. Internally, they have a cortex, outer layer, and medulla, inner layer with renal pyramids. The functional unit is the nephron. Function: filters blood, reabsorbs needed substances, secretes waste, and maintains fluid balance. 2.2 Ureters. Muscular tubes, about 25 to 30 centimeters long. Convey urine from the kidneys to the bladder using peristalsis. 2.3 Urinary bladder. Hollow muscular organ lined with transitional epithelium to allow stretching. Stores urine until voluntary elimination. 2.4 Urethra. Tube that carries urine from the bladder to the exterior. Length differs by sex, short in females, longer in males, passing through the prostate and penis. 3. The nephron and urine formation. The nephron is the kidney's functional unit. Each kidney has about 1,000,003.1 parts of a nephron. Glomerulus, tuft of capillaries for filtration. Bowman's capsule, collects filtrate. Proximal convoluted tubule, PCT, major site of reabsorption. Loop of Henle, establishes osmotic gradient. Distal convoluted tubule, DCT, fine-tunes reabsorption and secretion. Collecting duct, final urine concentration. 3.2 Urine formation steps. Filtration, the passive movement of water and solutes from blood into Bowman's capsule. Reabsorption, reclaiming water, glucose, amino acids, and ions. Secretion, active transport of waste and excess ions into the tubule. Excretion, elimination of final urine. 4. Functions of the kidney. Excretory, removes metabolic waste, urea, creatinine. Regulatory, controls fluid volume, electrolyte concentration, pH. Endocrine, produces renin, 4BP control, erythropoietin, stimulates RBC production, and activates vitamin D. 5. Hormonal physiology. Renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, RAS, regulates BP and sodium balance. Antidiuretic hormone, ADH, increases water reabsorption in collecting ducts. Atrial natriuretic peptide, AMP, reduces sodium reabsorption, lowering BP. 6. Micturition, urination. Controlled by the micturition reflex. Internal sphincter, involuntary, relaxes automatically when the bladder stretches. External sphincter, voluntary, is consciously controlled. 7. Fluid and electrolyte balance. Sodium, potassium, chloride, and calcium are tightly regulated by kidneys. Water balance depends on ADH activity and osmotic gradients. 8. Urinary buffer system and acid-base balance. The kidneys regulate pH by secreting hydrogen ions and reabsorbing bicarbonate. Acts more slowly than respiratory compensation but more powerfully. 9. Clinical relevance. Urinary tract infection, UTI. Kidney stones. Chronic kidney disease. Acute renal failure. Part 2. The integumentary system. 1. Overview. The integumentary system is our outermost defense and includes skin, hair, nails, associated glands. It protects against mechanical injury, pathogens, UV radiation, and helps regulate temperature. 2. Structure of the skin. 3 main layers. Epidermis, outer layer, made of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Contains melanocytes for pigment, keratinocytes for protection. Dermis, connective tissue with blood vessels, nerves, and appendages. Papillary layer, loose connective tissue. Reticular layer, dense irregular connective tissue. Hypodermis, subcutaneous fat layer for insulation and cushioning. 3. Functions of the skin. Protection, barrier against microbes, chemicals, UV. Temperature regulation, sweat production, blood flow adjustments. Sensation, touch, pressure, temperature, pain receptors. Vitamin D synthesis, UV exposure converts precursors to active vitamin D. Excretion, small amounts of waste via sweat. 4. Skin appendages. Hair, protects scalp, reduces heat loss, senses light touch. Nails, protect fingertips, aid in manipulation. Sweat glands, eccrine, temperature control, and apocrine, scent glands. Sebaceous glands, secrete sebum for lubrication. 5. Clinical relevance. Burns, classified by depth, 1st, 2nd, 3rd degree. Skin cancer, basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, melanoma. Dermatitis, inflammation of skin. Part 3, the endocrine system. 1. Overview. The endocrine system uses hormones to regulate long-term processes such as growth, metabolism, and reproduction. It works closely with the nervous system but acts more slowly and has prolonged effects. 2. Endocrine organs and hormones. 2.1 Pituitary gland. Master gland, divided into anterior and posterior lobes. Anterior pituitary secretes growth hormone, EGH. Thyroid-stimulating hormone, TSH. Adrenocorticotropic hormone, ACTH. Follicle-stimulating hormone, FSH. Luteinizing hormone, LH. Prolactin. Posterior pituitary stores and releases. Antidiuretic hormone, ADH. Oxytocin. 2.2 Thyroid gland. Produces thyroxine, T4, and triiodothyronine, T3, regulate metabolism. Produces calcitonin, lowers blood calcium. 2.3 Parathyroid glands. Produce parathyroid hormone, PTH, raises blood calcium. 2.4 Adrenal glands. Cortex, produces corticosteroids, aldosterone, cortisol. Medulla, produces catecholamines, epinephrine, norepinephrine. 2.5 Pancreas. Endocrine cells, islets of Langerhans, produce insulin, glucagon, somatostatin. 2.6 Gonads. Ovaries, estrogen, progesterone. Testes, testosterone. 2.7 Pineal gland. Produces melatonin, regulates circadian rhythms. 3. Mechanism of hormone action. Steroid hormones, lipid-soluble, pass through cell membranes, bind to intracellular receptors, alter gene expression. Peptide hormones, water-soluble, bind to surface receptors, trigger second messenger cascades. 4. Hormonal control. Feedback loops, mostly negative feedback, regulate secretion. Example, thyroid hormone inhibits TSH release when levels are sufficient. 5. Effect of hormonal imbalance. Hypothyroidism/hyperthyroidism. Diabetes mellitus. Addison's disease/Cushing's syndrome. Gigantism/dwarfism. In this module, we've explored 3 complex yet fascinating systems: urinary, integumentary, and endocrine, each with its own network of structures, functions, and controls. Together with Module 1, you now have a full, interconnected understanding of how the respiratory, digestive, urinary, integumentary, and endocrine systems keep us alive and functioning.